Hi, John Valvano here. In this video, we're going to do the most important step of PCB camp, and that is placement, where to put all the parts. Let me show you two more colors that will affect what we do. The first are these light blue lines. They're called air wires, and they represent places we have to connect to put down traces. The second, if I turn it off, back on, that is the extent of my printed circuit board. Now in this camp, I wish you wouldn't make it bigger because it's going to cost me more money. But when you do this on your own, you'll be able to set the size of the PCB as big as you want to afford it. All right. So we got the placement of the parts to do. And just like putting rocks and sand and water in a bucket, we're going to start with the biggest parts first, okay, the rocks. And so you can see I've already placed the launch pad on the bottom. You see it's orange, on the bottom of the PCB, and we're going to put all the other parts on the top, okay? Learn your shortcuts. And so if I click on an object, right, I got an object right here, and I hit M, I can now move it, okay? And you can place the launch pad wherever you want. You can see it's going to be completely hidden by the PCB, okay? The next biggest object is the display. And so depending upon whether your game is a vertical game or horizontal game, I click it, type M, and I'm going to move it. Now you see I don't want to overlap the pins, and I don't want it to stick out, so I'm going to put it in the middle-ish. Again, if you zoom in, you can see the top is, in this view, up. Those are drill holes, if you want it, and these are the 8-10 pins that represent the 10 pins of the display. Again, the big pieces I'm going to put down where I want them to look, okay? Now I'm going to make a game, I guess, and so click M, and I'll move my slide pot down here. I'm going to use my right thumb to move the slide pot, and then I'm going to use my left thumb. So click on a part, M, my left thumb to push the two buttons, okay? Button, M, click on it, click it, M to move it, okay? Now it looks like I overlapped the launch pad with the switch here, but I didn't because the launch pad's on the bottom and the switch is on the top. Now, these are the positions of the objects that matter to my game, my slide pot and my switches. Most of the other things can be put anywhere, okay? So the second thing I want to do is move the parts to minimize the blue wires, okay? Let's see, I'll move. Let me show you another way to move. If I've selected the select item, I can drag, and now I've selected all those things. I type M, and I can move it like that. You see, I moved all of it. The part and its little silk screensies. All right. All right, let's put some things. Where do you want your LEDs? Again, I'm going to click on it. Make sure I've selected the whole thing. M, put it here. Okay, M, put it there. And I'm going to worry about the silk screen later. There's another LED. M, put it here, and then you can spend your whole life making this absolutely perfect. You may want to, okay. All right, so now this is going to be my strategy. Look how R1, right? R1 you can see the air wire, right? The air wire is going between this pin here and there. So I'm going to move it so this air wire is small. Okay? That's my plan here. All right. Now I could rotate the LED as well. Okay, so this guy, M, all right, and then it is there, M, click, M for move. I'm going to put it there. Now obviously you got to put all the parts inside, and we learned about courtyards last time. We don't want the two purples to overlap. Okay. Okay, so now one by one, I'm going to put things down. That was my LED. That was my LEDs. Oh, there's another one. Oopsies. Another one. Forgot one. All right. So again, I can do a shift click. And I M. And I can move this whole thing. Click. Click on this. Shift click that one. M. Move it over here. Click, click, shift click, M, move it over here. M. All right, I don't quite have enough room. You see the what you call it's the courtyards have overlapped, and that's not a good thing. So I got to make some space here. Okay. Click, shift click, move, click, shift click, move, shift. Oh, I don't have to shift it, just move it. Gotta get that. Okay, now I go get this resistor, and now you see this resistor is I want to click the whole thing. This resistor is facing the wrong way. So one of my others, so I'm going to do an M, and then if I do an R, you can see it rotated it. Okay. All right. So again, I'm going to line this up. That was a scroll, and I'll worry about the silk screen later. Okay, so those are my LEDs. What else we have? Nothing over there. I got some ground test points. I can do these last. I can do the test points last. I got my switches down. Each switch has a resistor, so I'm going to do an M. And again, I want to minimize. I want to minimize the air wires. Okay. So that is, yeah, that. So I'm going to do an R. All right. Put it there. Again, there's another one. Shift, click the whole thing, move, R to rotate it. You can see what I'm doing here is trying to minimize this air wire right there. Okay. All right. What else do I got? The speaker. Let's build the DAC, I guess. The DAC are all these resistors. Okay, so it's a fairly easy thing. Again, I want to minimize the air wires. So when I build the DAC, if you zoom in, you can see that the microcontroller port is on the right and the DAC on the left. So that's perfect. So I'm going to start with the, this is that's bit 1. I don't want to start with bit 1. Let's start with bit one side or the other. Here, we'll start with bit 0. Okay, and again, M. Now I could build this top to bottom or bottom to top. I don't know. I want to minimize the air wires. Okay, and so I can see this thing is going pretty much down, so I'm going to build it going up. Okay, so this is going to be bit 0. Let's go find bit 1. Now you don't have to do it in order. What you have to do is to minimize the air wires. Okay, this is bit 1. Now, if you remember, to make the 6K resistance, these two are going to be in parallel. M, right? And you notice the air wires here are pretty short. You see that? Isn't that gorgeous? They're really, really short. Okay, we love short air wires. Okay. So that was bit 1, you see? You see it shows me what the bit is. Now, when you're placing parts, it's always good to remember your own display, okay? And so now I want to get bit, where's bit, that's DAC out. Here's bit 2, okay? And you see these two are going to be in series. All right, so I'll grab the first one, M. Okay, these two are going to be in series. There's the other one, M. You see how this air wire here is really short? That's the way we love it. You don't want to, again, don't overlap the courtyards, okay? But get them close, and that's a really short air wire. Okay. All right, let's do, that was bit, see, that was bit 2. Now let's do bit 3. Where's bit 3? That's bit 4. Here's bit 3. All right, M. And then these two are going to be, that was bit 3. This is bit 4, 750 ohms. And we're going to put them in parallel. Okay, M. Okay. Now sometimes you click on just part of it, and they don't want to move that. I want to move the whole thing. Okay, M. These two are now in parallel. Okay, you see that? Now what I have is the, where my speaker going to come out. Now normally connectors like this you're going to put on near the edge, okay, so that you can get to it easy. But there's no real rule about it. So I'm going to put this connector. Again, it's on the top, okay? And I don't know. It's I like to have it. I'm going to do an R. I like to have it. Okay, so I like to have it. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, DAC out. That's a test point. That can go anywhere. R. That's a test point. This is the one I want. There's where's my DAC? Yeah, there we go. Down here. This guy's speaker. Yeah, he's already in the right spot. M. And I'm going to put it up here. Perfect. Now this is called a 3-pin jumper. It allows you to connect either the DAC from lab 5 or the slide pot from lab 7 to the logic analyzer, to the scope, spectrum analyzer, Texas. Okay. Now it's a jumper, so really can go anywhere. But you can see that the DAC is up and the pot is down. So again, I'm going to do a select all, M, put it somewhere down here. Okay. Again, the launch pad's on the bottom. So the hardest thing you have to do is put the parts on the board so that it is easy to solder. It conforms to the look and feel of your game, and I don't care where you put the test points, but M, I like the ground on the bottom. That's where I look for it, and I would like to put the 3.3. I don't know. We need to find a 3.3. There's one right there, so I'll just put it right there. It's okay. You can see it's close to this. All right. All right. So in summary, what we did is move all the pieces onto the printed circuit board. There's 4 drill holes to launch it. If I double click here, I can update the date. I can, baseline project. This is whatever you want to call it. Now, again, you're not going to see this on the printed circuit board, but it documents whose it is. All righty. All right, next we're going to do the traces.